climbing up to the mountain because you asked me to. Up over the clouds to where the sky was blue, I could see all around me, everywhere.
On the sacred, holy grounds of the IHREC Memorial and the Idaho Human Rights Education Center. That I will welcome all of us as Americans, proud Americans, to this celebration of the 50th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's famous "I Have a Dream" speech.
All Americans of every race, color, religion, age, gender, and sexual orientation. We, the people, have come a long way since this great day in 1963. We have climbed high on that mountain, but there's still work to be done. While our rights to equality and justice continue to be chipped away, we must continue our march. We must continue our march until we reach that mountain top.
Proud. We did it. We really smashed segregation at that level everywhere in this country. It's gone. There's nothing like what existed in my youth. There was a real sense of solidarity, and a real sense of solidarity backed very often by singing. We don't sing enough. Singing was a big part of what we did, and helps us remember that kind of solidarity. Remember it for other things where we need it now. For instance, to deal with the problems of immigrants in this country. Yo soy el nieto y el bisnieto de inmigrantes a este país que hicieron cosas espléndidas para el país. And there are others who are waiting to do the same thing if their status and their path to citizenship can only be achieved. We're now seeing in parts of the country the emergence of massive strikes for a living wage, harking back to the goals of A. Philip Randolph, the founder of the March on Washington in the late 1920s with the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, and closer to our own time, Cesar Chavez and the farm workers movement. And now we're seeing it again. This is extremely important. There are so many problems in this country that we can deal with if we can only have people receiving a living wage for the work that they're doing, regardless of what that work is. So, if we have the good fortune to have this spread to Boise, don't cross their picket lines, join them. Show solidarity with them to achieve this important goal, not only for them and their families, but for America as a whole. And we could even sing songs about that, such as, for instance, "Which Side Are You On?" One of the great songs of the mass movement of the 1930s involving tens of millions of men and women to try to transform working conditions in this country. Also, solidarity for another important movement. Somewhere on me, I have the button for add the words. That this is something that we must achieve. We must add gender identity and sexual orientation to the human rights protections afforded by the government of the state. We are not afraid. But of course, we are afraid. We're trying to do something on which our jobs, the welfare of our families, custody of our children, and on depends. But the reason that we sing it is to generate that kind of solidarity that allows us to move forward. Will you sing it with me? Now you know that in the final part of any verse we always go back to "we shall overcome." Okay? We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.